Hello and welcome back to Polycrub Diaries. We are just back from our holidays in Shetland, the home of the Polycrub. So I'll put a wee montage of the polycrubs that we spotted there and also the lovely scenery, so you can see that just now. And back to the Polycrub. Hope you enjoyed that wee montage of clips from Shetland. Salad, almost past its best here. I think it's actually got too hot for it and maybe overwatered. Spring onions looking great. I've been busy in the beds. Here I have planted the cucamelons. So those are small, kind of bit like a cucumber, only smaller, but they have a kind of hint of lime taste to them. So I'm looking forward to trying those. Over here we have Piel de Sapo melon here. This is Minnesota midget over here. This is another Piel de Sapo and another Minnesota midget. This end is all tomato plants. So we've got some very young plants here, but as we move along we've already got flowers at the end here. I've planted sweet million because those were so delicious last year. So they're a small cherry tomato and a lava tomato. In the centre here, down here, I have some small red peppers, or well, they're mixed coloured peppers called razzmatazz. So this should be interesting when they grow. The two fig trees are doing great. I mean, look at the height of those now. So that was quite a surprise when we came back. That was the first thing I noticed, just how tall the fig trees had grown, and the fruits on them are also getting bigger in size. Another one down here, and we've got some flowers on this lemon, and this lemon tree we've already harvested quite a few lemons, but there's still some growing. But when it comes to the lime that's over here, And the orange that's over here, no flowers or buds on those as yet. In the corner here I've got a selection of French beans, we've got some kale, got a couple of cucamelons. I'm going to try planting those ones outside when they're a wee bit bigger. That's another cucamelon. And some Swiss chard in amongst here. I've got some more French beans planted, and I've also got some sprouts. I'll have those grow kind of towards the tail end of the summer and ready for Christmas. And these are red cabbage, so I'm about to get those potted into some bigger pots before ultimately going outside. I will take you outside and we'll go and see the veg patch. Here we go. So potatoes are doing nicely. Apart from these couple here, these three are a different variety actually from last year, I think, that I dug up and transplanted because they were growing somewhere else. And these seem to be being absolutely ravaged by slugs. So I've been doing my best to have a look for slugs at night in the evening after they've been watered. Many that I've seen I've picked out. But in addition to that, I've made these homemade slug traps. So those are just made out of a yogurt tub, and that's just a homemade beer recipe. You can make your own out of water, flour, a bit of yeast and some sugar. So that's what I've done, and that looks to be working. Here we have the peas, and those are looking much happier now. Those were also getting munched when they were much smaller, but I think that was actually mice. The onions and garlic look to be doing very well. Those onions are some size at the back there. Next section along, we've got pumpkins here, and then courgettes. That's the courgettes there. And then right up at the end there we have some butternut squash. So again, I've still got a few more to plant out. They're just in the cold frame at the moment. We have all the stuff that's under the mesh. So those were the Swiss chard that I'd actually just transplanted from this bed over here. So those have gone a bit bananas. One of them is at least going to seed, so those will need to come out at some point. I've put another slug catcher there, and that looks to have lots of slugs, which is good, because this whole bed was planted up with every single kale that I had, and there's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So when I came back from a holiday, the slugs had eaten half of them. Next bed is the broccoli. It all looks to be fine. And then in there is the spinach. And at the end we have some cauliflower. On the other side of the bed, on the onions, there we have carrots next to the onions. And then there's a couple of beetroot there. I've also planted some more beetroot seeds. And then as we work our way this way, these are the parsnips.